Do you ever find that you can't remember what happened yesterday? Local News TV are visiting a very special lady in Shillington. Connie Davis is 102 today, and we're here to talk about her many memories going as far back as 1910 and the coronation of George V. It's a very special day today. I believe it's your 102nd birthday.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I was really interested to know this because you must have a lot of happy memories.
Oh, so many I cannot recall.
Okay, well, let's try and think of your earliest memories. Can you think back, way back to when you were a young girl?
Quite young. Well, I think one of the first was, and I can't remember the coronation, my grandma was a great royalist. That's my mother's mother. And we lived in Pimlico, which is part of Westminster. And, of course, anything was going on at the palace. Grandma was in the fore, anything down the Mall or places like that. And I remember being taken away down to some procession. And it was leading up to Buckingham Palace, and there were a lot of offices. And because they used to get crowds of people come up to the palace, processions and things, they'd had around a bank some iron railings put about up to 4 feet 6, you know, to protect the bank. And I remember as we came along, because it was all horse-drawn cabbages and things then, one of these horses took fright, at least a little bit of paper, some of them would shy, and up would go the carriage and down would come the passengers.
And what about later on in your life? I believe you did some very important work for the war effort.
Oh yes, that's right. I was a spy. Unofficially.
Were you?
But, well, I was, when I passed, my mother was determined I should have a government job of some sort. I was not going to get married in her eyes. I was to be the professional one of the family. I was the eldest of 3. And I was sent to Clark's College, and it's on now, private college. And from there on, I was just made. You didn't choose your occupational career. It was your father or your mother said you're going to be something. You wasn't. You were, I mean, without any what's name. And I went into a civil service exam, and I qualified to be a telegraphist. You know, everything was done in Morse code in those days. When the war broke out, they asked for volunteers, but it was a case of so many. What happened was everything had been, commercialised and not done by hand things, and they had very few people who could read and receive, both send and receive, Morse code at a terrific speed. They reckoned 25 words a minute, and a word consisted of 5 letters, and they used to time you from the beginning to the end.
Then did you get married and have a family? And
No. I already had, my husband had been married before, and I already had a little son. I've been lucky that far. I think with Malcolm most of the way. We've been around the world 2.5 times visiting various relations, because my father came of a fairly large family, 4 boys and 4 girls, and the 4 boys, they were off like a shot. They used to get assisted passages, I know they still do.
Yes.
And of course they weren't, they were quite comfortably off the family, but quite ordinary sort of working people.
Good.
They were glad of assisted passages and trying to make a fortune in the new world, as it were.
Well, the good thing about this is that they will be able to see you because we've got it on film, and they will be able to see you in Australia and New Zealand.
Oh, how lovely.
So you better say happy birthday, say hello to everybody.
Old Auntie Con's still alive and kicking. Never get rid of her yet.
No, well, congratulations, and thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Okay.
No, I haven't. It's all a surprise, you know. I don't quite know whether I'm coming or going.